Who's when you're whether it's your interviews with radio? I mean, I'm assuming radio. Who's the biggest person you've interviewed ever?
I would say the biggest one would have to be the Migos, but they weren't the Migos we know today when I interviewed them.
Was Offset there? Or
Yeah.
CJ? Okay.
Yeah, so all three were there, and I don't think Bad and Bougie had came out just yet. So this is the point where like I really couldn't even tell you who was who. That's how.
This was Streets?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Versace, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was pre-Culture, though. Like the album Culture, I don't think that album came out yet.
It had to be before that. But, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I say who'd be probably, like, the biggest celebrity to people. I always say, like, the Migos. Mm-hmm. Or if I say the Baby.
I saw that one.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, at that time, he was not the Baby we know today.
Yeah.
You know, being, like, a superstar and stuff.
Yeah.
But, and then, like, I started getting more bigger artists when the pandemic happened. So a lot of it was virtual. So you really didn't have to come through the Carolinas to get an interview. Mm-hmm. So that was like people like Earth Gang or like Rotimi. There was a couple. Moray. People like that. But but in person, I think the biggest probably be Migos. Or like when people came for CIAA and you had like T.I. and Kevin Gates.
Everybody was going, and they dropped the ball. Yeah. I'm talking about Vlad TV's always been Vlad TV. They could have been Vlad TV. Having all these like first interviews.
I know.
They could have been the first. They don't listen. Sad.
Yeah.
If you can say, it's okay if you don't want to say, who's the biggest celebrity that you have a relationship with currently?
That like I could call, like what type of relationship? Like I could call, or like they just like my text on Instagram. Like
we can do both. Someone you can call, someone you can FaceTime, someone you can call, someone you can text.
And that's all is one.
Separately. I mean, it can be one. Yeah, I'm saying if you don't have that many, it can be one. But because if the text person is bigger than the call person, it's still a big deal.
Well, I was gonna say my first guess was gonna be DJ Eastside. 2 Chainz, because you got 2 Chainz DJ, and you got like the stuff he does with like Def Jam, like his artists and things like that. So he's somebody I could call up. I think on like music. Do you have any artists or like advice and stuff like that? Okay. He hits me up about can you bring this artist to the station and things like that, or So I would say probably Eastside, and then a lot of people are more like record reps. Because the record reps really be the ones who, like, really have a lot of pull, like, behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones who, like, will help me get an interview or...
Like A&Rs.
Yeah, A&Rs or, like, hosting things. So my famous celebrity would kind of be, like, the behind-the-scene people. But the actual, like, artists, I mean, I've had people kind of, like, answer, like, DMs that I, like, DM. I'm like, I wouldn't expect them to DM or answer back.
But they do.
But they do. So, yeah.
Do you believe, I don't want to use the word needed, but do you believe that A&Rs, I don't want to say needed. Are they still useful? Are they still valuable? Because I'm sure you've seen there's no such thing anymore as artist development. And I'm sure it's probably conversations you've had with people, somebody who might just have like 1 or 2 songs and they kind of just fall off because they don't know how to engage with interviewers or fans or things like that.
So is A&R still needed?
You say needed. Are they still valuable? Are they still useful? Or is it kind of like you're hot on TikTok, we want you, you're out there?
I think if you have like an A&R that did like want to focus on artist development and media train them and things like that, then yeah, they are needed. But if you do have like A&Rs that just...
But do you see that though in your line?
I would say not really, just because of how much like turnover we get with like artists having a single and then they don't come back around, or they don't like stay in rotation with something new, or like the labels will want to like push the artist because they already signed them, but the radio will be like, well, this song's not doing good, it's not performing well, like we can't play it because like it's not good, or the artist ain't good. So I say the position is still needed, but like it just needs to be more really focus on the artist, not just like a money grab.
What's the most for artists? development wise, what's I guess the biggest thing you think they should work on that you've seen now in this day of age?
Probably like performing and like
that's
interviewing.
big.
Yeah.
It's big.
Like that's like two main things, like interviewing and like media stuff, and then like performing.
Yeah.
Because like we see so many performers, or we go to so many concerts, and it's like you gotta like grab our attention. Like, are you telling a story with your song, or like you talking to the audience in between? Like a lot of people lose that, or they don't, like they're looking at their phone performing, like they're not engaging.
What do you mean? Whoa. Like, who's looking at their phone performing?
Just kind of like
So they're like.
Just kind of having
That's what they're doing?
Low key. That's what it seemed like. Just kind of like moving around the stage, just kind of just being there, but not like, I don't know if they just think because they're new and like nervous, but like you kind of got to get out of that.
On your phone is crazy though.
Y'all
don't stop the music?
I mean, the DJs, that's a whole other story. They just let it play.
Cut that immediately.
Yeah.
What's some do's and don'ts for artists trying to get their songs on the radio?
I just recently talked about this with somebody else, but the biggest, when people ask me that question, the biggest thing is radio shouldn't be like an artist's end goal. I know it's like cool to like have your song play on the radio, but if you think of how many other artists that don't get radio play, that have big fan bases, like if you can people can look at, Kid Cudi has a big fan base, for example, but we went to Kid Cudi song, now ever on the radio. Or you have like when Chance the Rapper, he had a big fan base and he dropped that song with 2 Chainz and
No Problem.
Yeah,
no problem.
And then he kind of got on, but Chance the Rapper is another story too. But when before he dropped that song, he had a big fan base. A lot of people had fan bases, and then they got the song on radio because of the fan base. People or artists seem to go for more just, if I have my song on the radio, that's going to take me up or something. And I feel like it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And I told somebody else, I was like, if an artist has to come in my DM of like, getting radio play or whatever, that's already in, because I should be reaching out to you to like get an interview, because clearly I see you like in the city, or your song is picking up. I saw it on YouTube, or I saw it on TikTok. But I think if artists, it doesn't hurt to like go into like, radio personalities DMs or DJs DMs.
Yeah.
But to be like, oh, I need to be on the radio, it's like, I should, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you have to reach out to me, it's already like a strike one. Because I should already know who you are. If you wanting you to send me a clean song and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's like the big like do and don't. But
I feel like that goes back to what we said too. You gotta build the brand up first, and then come with it.
Yeah. So if you keep building the brand up, like you're doing the shows and you're going on interviews and you have good content and you're like a professional and you already know how to talk in interviews and things like that, and you can create different things, then but that's all about being a brand, as we all should have if you're in media.
Build the brand up.
Just build the brand.
You have to build the brand up. Do you have any funny stories of artists trying to get put on? It can be in general. It can be radio, or maybe somebody you've seen a Moneybags in there and they're like, yo, Moneybag did it. Let me rap for you. And it was terrible. Just anything.
Let's see. I always get a lot of ones where people try to holler their way into be on the radio.
No, not through the panties. Oh man.
Yeah, so like, but they're more of like, I see you doing your thing. Like, what's your number? Like, let's like. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I give them the number, thinking like, maybe this is when I first got the number. Go ahead. This is when I first got to Raleigh, so I'm like trying to make friends and like be well connected. And a couple people were just like, they would text for a little bit, and luckily like nothing ever happened. But like they eventually tell on themselves to just like, okay, so how do I get on radio? Yeah. So you kind of like skip the whole like, a genuine friendship, relationship, and they just go straight into radio, which I feel like now at that point, like a couple people who have done that, I just can't take serious. Like it's like
they just want the bennies. Yeah. They just want the bennies. Okay, so let's take that route. I mean, let's dissect a little bit for all the women, trying to be in music or the industry. How is it dating or trying to date?
As a woman in media?
Woman in media. Or, I mean, woman in the industry, woman in entertainment, woman in radio.
I would say it's tough because you got the whole like, you don't know if you're being used or not, or, someone's just trying to really they play the game good to like just get their song or get an interview and stuff like that. that's like the big thing. Another thing is like, you know, if you have like, if you're in media and you're doing interviews with like with men and you're going to concerts, you're going to the club, some other men who don't understand the lifestyle may not understand it, or or if they're in the industry and they see you doing more than them, some men could be like, well, my woman is doing better than me. Like I feel some type of way.
Egos.
Yeah, you have that to deal with. Also, if like, say if a woman in the industry is dating in the industry, they gonna talk about her first, then the man dating around in the industry.
Of course.
So there's that to deal with. So you kind of like, whereas like a man in the industry anybody can, you know, date multiple people and go wherever. But if they find out the woman has done the same thing, they're not gonna take her serious. They're gonna talk about her, or they're gonna try her. Versus we know like a men in the industry who like has been around or has like, you know, side pieces and babies on the side. Like it don't matter. But if a woman does it, then there's that. So it's either like you, as a woman, you either got to find somebody who is low key like you. Yeah. I think it would be the best bet. You got to find somebody low key like you. That can be in media or anything.
Do you prefer media, somebody in the industry, or you prefer like normal 9 to 5 Starbucks? You know what I'm saying? At Starbucks, you know. Somewhere.
I go back and forth because I was trying to like, okay, someone's not in media. I'll be like, okay, no one knows them.
Low key.
It'd be low key. Yeah. But then it'd be like, they would ask me like, how does radio work? And I'm like, I don't got time to explain to you.
I press a button. What you mean? I play the song.
Yeah. So I'd be like, I just don't have the energy to always be like, so I do on radio or have like to explain it. Yeah. Or if they try to tell me what I should do or something, I'm like, I know you don't know what's like going on. Yeah. So dealing with that. But then when I date somebody like in media where it's just like, you know, a photographer or it's like label or not necessarily like a radio personality. I don't think I ever dated another radio personality. Yeah. But be like, you know, DJ, producer, you know, people on different levels. Mm-hmm. It seemed to work better just because we have that thing, but again, it'd be low key in the media thing.
It got to be low key. We ain't got to definitely not gonna name drop, but I don't know if you remember the incident here with yeah. You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful.
you gotta be careful. Like you said, I think it's just the double standards.
Yeah, that's true. You know? But you can't let it, you know, dwindle.
Oh, it dwindled.
But you can't.
They dwindled that person. They're out. They're out of here.
You think so?
You don't think so?
I mean,
you talking about the guy or the girl? Are we talking about the same thing here?
I'm talking about a girl.
Where has she been?
She doing her own thing.
All right. Okay. She ain't where she was after the incident, man. I'll tell you that. I can tell you that.